Good morning, guys. While I'm waiting for y'all to come in, I'm gonna make me a cup of coffee real quick. But I'm here. I'm just making coffee. Good morning, Cassie. How you doing this morning? Hi, Charlize. How you doing this morning? Oh, hold on. I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna be on long, y'all. I have to leave and go take care of some business early this morning. Uh, yeah, I think that's what it is, Cassie. Um, she tried calling back several more times after that, and she also sent me a link to some of my videos that I've done in the past. Um, those two short videos that I had made, I think it was over a year ago on mental health and how it was real, in that she and Nia shouldn't be playing with it when they had did that. When Nia went, when Nia did what she did about Ava and the money, the whatever she had put up on her channel about Ava. But here's the thing. Good morning, Cassie.
Good morning.
Yeah.
And I'll
The
say, I'll say it again to you directly. I am so sorry that Ava Tawanda is such a coward that she has to attack you in your sleep because she's angry with me
Ain't that something?
for putting out the truth. She showed up over underneath my comments and said under J Mac and said that I was a liar, which we just rewatched the video I made.
Right.
And all it contains is me showing what they're saying, and I'm letting the words come directly out of their mouth. So if there's any lies, it came from them.
Exactly. She's a total mess. I mean, I'd hate to live inside the body of a person with a mind like she has, because she has to be miserable. Um,
24/7.
like I said, when I saw what they were doing the other night, I had to be talked off the ledge because it really bothered me. But I
Yeah.
didn't say a word, you know. So
And
she's
I will say this because I don't know if you caught it or not. The reason why I went ahead and did what I did was
good morning, nosy bug.
because
How you
now
doing?
their new mantra of a narrative that they're spreading is that Miss Jackie Johnson is a liar, that Kendrick Johnson's not even her son.
Oh yeah, I heard that. So what they're doing is that they're just gonna stop doing the Kanika Jenkins case for a while and continue on with that nefarious mantra. They just bringing it over to Kendrick Johnson's case.
And I'll
That
say
is,
it again.
that's so pathetic.
Jackie Johnson and Teresa Martin are two different people. Jackie Johnson has had over a decade experience dealing with people such as these.
Right, right.
And she ain't gonna play.
Um, I don't know. I was like, I don't know what to do with this young lady. You know, she called my phone. After I hung up on her, she called back. She left me a message and with some links to some videos that I had made over a year ago. I mean, uh, I'm
Sad.
sure, yes, it is sad, and I'm sure she tried to flag those videos. So if they were, because I know if she's thinking that
If they were inappropriate, they
if
wouldn't.
they were inappropriate, exactly.
Then you would have got the flag.
Some
You
30
didn't get the
second
flag, so ain't nothing wrong.
videos. I don't know how to do this, but let me see if I can go. You said I need to pull up a different tab in order to go to YouTube, Cassie,
Are you wanting to screenshot share or what?
or maybe you can do it from where you at. The two of my
Okay.
little videos with the it was on mental health.
Let me see if I can.
I mean, it's from a long time ago, so it's got to be far down on the page.
Well, no, what I could do is I could run a search. If you remember part of the title name, is the name mental health in the title?
Yes, it's mental.
Okay.
I didn't even remember the title, but Ava does. So let me see what
Apparently.
she said.
Okay, let's see. Social media. That's a month ago. Never mind. 4 days ago. Okay, mental. The word mental is not coming up for the search on the title. So,
Mental health is real.
all right, let me see. Mental.
Or mental illness is real.
Is it unlisted or is it public?
It should be public.
Okay.
And then so I want everyone to bring their candles. Bring your candles so we can officially declare.
Nope, not seeing that. All right, let me just try to look it up.
Non-existence.
Was it a video or live? I'm sorry to keep interrupting you.
It's like maybe it's only like a 30-minute clip or like a little short. Not 30 minutes, 30 seconds.
Okay, so it's a short. Okay, let me try that.
Let me see.
The shorts, there's only 3 of them showing. January of 2020, and then 2 other ones.
Let me see.
No, that one's about MTV, and this is somebody throw down.
Wait, she sent me the link to my own videos.
Okay.
It's not private, Cassie.
Huh. What is the name on it?
YouTubers claim death as a means of getting attention.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
YouTubers claim death as a mean of getting attention. 30 seconds. I got you.
You got it?
I wonder why I didn't put it under your shorts.
I don't know. This was a year ago. Okay, now can you pull it up
It
so
says
the community can see the message?
Yeah, I'll screen share.
Okay.
I will screen share. You uploaded this October 20th of 2021. There we go.
Wow.
So let me come back and requests to share my screen. And y'all, it might echo, but it's only 30 seconds.
Okay.
because of it coming off of another channel like that. All right, you got to approve it down at the bottom there. All right, there you go.
Okay. Now watch the message, guys.
Meanwhile,
That's that. And while I was live right now, I looked up on Nia's channel, and she still has that link up
She
to
does.
donate to Ava's cause. Still,
So maybe Ava should be upset with Nia
she
because
claims she is, but I still say that they were in on it together.
the message in that little clip was that mental illness is real and they should not be playing with it like that.
Yep.
Because we have people who really, want to harm themselves and people who really take their own lives.
Yep.
That's the message in that.
Exactly.
This was not, how could that cause her to try to harm herself? I don't know. I don't know.
Said,
Go ahead, guys.
Like I said on my live, if she's telling the truth that she attempted suicide 2 weeks ago, whatever, that's what, she had told you on the phone.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, it's a nationwide law or requirement to keep anybody hospitalized for a minimum of 72 hours for evaluation. And my exact words were, even if it was the Cat in the Hat or the Mad Hatter that did the evaluation, they would still have her in a padded room to this day.
Yeah, because that would be her third attempt?
Allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly.
That's just since we've known her.
Right. I don't know. I'm really tired of her. I'm tired of Ava. She does too much, She just does too much. She really needs to get her life. And she actually caused me to go back and look at a little bit of what happened the other night. I didn't watch the whole thing because I just wasn't interested in that. So I didn't see when all of that stuff was going on about what's the lady name?
Which one? 82?
Trish in 82.
Yeah, Trish in 82 and Tiffany. And 82 is under Crazy and 82 and Goofies and I don't even know. That's what makes me believe that they are doing just like the other group of people where they're just passing around these fake profiles.
Yeah. So all of the stuff that Edward said, I mean, come on now. What woman? I don't understand how these young ladies could sit under that type of abuse.
And donate to him while they're doing it and beg him to let them back up on the platform.
It's because, I don't know.
Like I said, if they really
have to be comfortable with being abused like that. They must be comfortable with being abused in that way. Because even to hear it coming off the screen, it does something to the inside of it to hear a man speak that way to a woman, let alone sit under it and then accept what he's saying. Like this young lady, 82, I know she's got to be young and she's not grown up in her mind yet.
Well,
because there's no way.
For sure, I can say this. This person that's 82 speaks to another channel owner, and it's being reported that that person is allegedly really R2D2. So whether or not it is, I don't know.
I don't think
And
that.
I could say that the one thing in common that Ava and R2D2 have is that they both live in a very deep rooted fantasy world and are very capable of making up lies right off the hip.
Well, yeah, but
Because
I
who
mean,
named their child after Edward and Island Girl and still pay him to allow them to speak to them the way that he disrespected her the other day?
oh wait, now I'm confused. So I don't even know the lady that was the lady that came on my channel and
Crazy
spoke to
82.
us
Yes.
about Edward
Yes.
is they're saying that that's R2D2.
Yep. But again, it could be a profile that's just being passed around and different people could be using it. I don't know.
Okay.
That wouldn't surprise me either because like the Kimber Lou profile got passed around.
This is weird. You're
Definitely.
right. You're right, Charlize. It's weird. I mean, they're overworking their minds and they're putting people, they think everybody have the same level of craziness like them. And that's some people live in the real world. Some people, have dignity and pride. Some people won't do certain things. But they want to, by them continuing to speak on us, um, of course we're gonna respond because it's kind of like in our nature to try to protect our characters, but then we get looked at as if we're on the same level with these unintelligent women, and that's not so at all.
Maybe they want to meet Stephanie.
I don't know what they want to do, but I mean, as for Ava needs to really leave me alone. She needs to leave me alone. She needs to forget my phone number. She needs to act as though I never existed to her. She does not need to try to keep injecting me into her life because I don't want to be a part of her life. I
Yep.
tried to help her. She wanted to bully me. And that's
Yep.
the point that I wanted to speak on when it comes to her getting on Edward's channel. She's the type of person that will lower her standards in order to make a point because she's trying to get close to these people on this channel so she can have a voice
A
to
platform.
attract us.
Yep.
Just give her a few more days, and I guarantee you, she's gonna begin to speak exactly what she wants to speak. So she's
Yep.
gonna sit under the submission, under the abuse of Edward Joseph in order to get to us.
Yep.
Any man who speaks to a woman like that. I mean, all of the ladies the other night, whether he was speaking to them or not, they should have just clicked. They should have left that channel.
They allowed it and then enabled it.
Exactly. So what does it say about the women?
Yep.
What does it say about these ladies
that begged to come back over there on his platform?
Oh
after
my God.
he did it?
Oh, I couldn't. I don't know.
Y'all shoot me if I do something stupid like that.
I could not. That was horrible. That level of abuse. But then to go back in that chat room shortly after.
Yep.
Oh no, something is wrong with you.
I mean, I lost count how many times has Edward thrown Ava off of his platform.
He doesn't like her.
And she comes right back and comes right back.
He used her for the information for the photograph that she cropped out for him of me.
Yep.
Because she's the one who did it. She gave him those things. And then right after she gave it to him, he got on live. He didn't say her name, but everybody knew that he was talking about her.
Yep.
And told her to do what she needs to do, and
some
she
women
needed help and
be abused. It makes them feel loved.
Yeah, that's horrible. That is horrible.
And I'm gonna tell you again, friend, you cannot fix them.
No, you can't fix it. You got. Don't you think I know that in my mind? I
In your
said,
mind, but your heart, you pity them and want to help them.
but I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to help anybody
Not
anymore.
anymore. No, you're
I'm not
not.
trying to help these people anymore
You've
because
wised up.
these people are devilish,
Demonic.
and they're demonic. And like I told you the other night when I was studying the Bible, and I told it to Nosy too, because she and I had a conversation. That's where that scripture came from when I mentioned to her about the demons and stuff like that.
Yep.
Those the reason why I had to speak again on Edward is because I had that reflection, because it seems like the God in me does aggravate the demons that have possessed his body.
Yep.
You know, the spirits
Yeah.
tells the spirits every time. I don't know you. If How can I say this? This is gonna say it best. Just like the message said that even demons know God.
Yep.
Well, if a person of God is, comes in contact with a demonic spirit,
Yes.
well, then the God in me can recognize that.
Recognizes it.
And the
Yes.
God in me recognized that with Edward from the very beginning. But the God in me also recognized that, as a woman of God and knowing the Bible, that when we see our brother acting out of line, if they really truly love the Lord, because they will know the scripture too as well. It says that we're supposed to hold one another accountable, because if we don't hold one another accountable and show them their faults, then if something happens to our brother and we know, we see it manifesting, we see how they move it, then the blood of anything happens to them becomes on our hands. So once you do that, once you call that out and you let them know, look, brother in Christ, this is what I see you doing, and this is what I see you moving, how I see you moving. You know these things are not of God. Then you're cleared from that. Anything that they do after that, that's on them.
Exactly.
You have to be cleared of that because you know better.
And
You
I
know,
believe God said that to do that in the thought process of when people are acting out, not seeing how they're acting, the
mhm.
brethren is supposed to come and point it out for them. Edward sees how he's acting because he's purposely being that way.
And that's the thing. So there's no more of that other stuff, of like trying to reach him.
Nope.
But the
You've
night
done your part.
the night Nosy and I had that conversation, you know I had to reflect back on it with a little video. And it just happened so that I was reading in Mark, and when I read in Mark, I thought about the conversation and how it related to what I told her.
Yes.
So that's why I made the video.
You've cleared your responsibility in the eyes of God with this, helping
Exactly.
this man.
Exactly. Okay, guys.
And God doesn't expect any more out of us. Once we've done what he's asked
Mhm.
from the scriptures, that's it. That's all we're supposed to do.
That's it.
That's the verse about the handing your adversaries over to God. And
Hey,
Edwardo is definitely an adversary.
what's that?
I said Edwardo, he's definitely an adversary, and God says once you fulfilled your part of obedience by going to him and pointing out
Okay.
his wrongdoings, then after that you've washed your hand. You're allowed to wash your hands of it. God doesn't expect you to do any more than that, and you fulfilled that. And I guess you had to take that call, and at that point, God says that, let God handle your adversaries. And believe it or not, I've had to do that in the past, right here on these YouTube streets. And by the grace of God, that adversary has not bothered me anymore since then. Doesn't mean that they can't come back and start up again. And I always keep an eye open for it. But it can, I did what God said to do. And so once I did what God said to do in allowing him to handle my adversaries, that adversary vanished from my world. She didn't vanish from the world, but she vanished from my world. Let me see. Edward is well aware of his actions, and he says he doesn't force anyone to stay. They are free to leave. I understand that. And he also, like what was the word you used, Charlize? Mind Jedi tricks. He also plays those games. And, he stalks at women that are mentally broken so that he can manhandle them, basically, and groom them and mold them into what he wants them to be. Because if
I'm
those
sorry,
ladies,
y'all, I had to take that phone call.
no, that's fine. If those ladies truly believe the things that I heard coming out of their mouths,
Can you hear me, Cassie?
yes, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, I had to take that phone call.
No, that's fine. I understand. If they truly believe the things that are coming from their mouths, then that shows me how broken they are.
Very.
That's why I said just right now on my live, since Tiffany said she's going to be researching Kendrick's case. If she truly researches the case in the true definition of research, that doesn't mean go to Edward and ask Edward what he found and take his word. If she truly researches the Kendrick Johnson case herself, by herself, and she continues on the path that she's on and the words that she is saying about that case, then that is going to show her true character.
Yeah.
Because nothing that they've said about Kendrick Johnson's case have I heard be honest and truthful yet. No. And I ain't listened to much.
I just hate to see them, take this case and do with it what they did with Kenneka Jenkins' case.
Well, they've already started. I mean, she was just saying that Kendrick climbed into that roll, padded carpet roll, feet first. And it's my understanding that it was head first. And he was upside down for this many hours. And that's why he was that bloated out and blah, 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 to try to attempt. Now, we all know that it wasn't true that he didn't do that. Right. But that's the way that they stated, to try to reach his shoes. And then, of course, Ava comes in with the race card. Ain't no black people going to do something like that. That's the most ignorant shit that I've heard probably in all of 2022. What the hell does race have to do with how you're going to go get your shoes?
They don't, looking at the mom, from what I remember about Kendrick Johnson's case, Kendrick Johnson was, that's his name, right, Kendrick?
Yes.
He was at school when this happened to him.
Yes.
So if I remember correctly, he didn't come home from school.
Correct.
One day. And then his mom reported him missing.
Correct.
But they're trying to make it seem like he was missing for 2 days.
That's what I heard him say, because the amount of decomposition that the body had, blah, 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 that it would have had to been more than 2 days. And so the mother's a liar or something. Again, the excuse that the mother was given was because of him being upside down.
Right. And all of the blood pooled to his head area.
And it's my understanding his body was placed that way. And not so much that he did it himself, but yes, the blood is still going to pull that way because of nothing else, gravity.
Right. And
has nothing to do with how many days or nothing like that.
No. He
but
said
that's his defense.
Kendrick Johnson was already a dark-skinned person. So it didn't take much for his skin to look the way it looked. First of all. You see, when he often says to think logically, but they don't think logically.
That's the
They're,
last thing they think
they're
about.
speaking about the autopsy, not autopsy, but the autopsy. They don't even, before I would have spoken on that, I would have said, look, let me go do some research about this before I speak on this, because this is serious.
Yeah.
They don't even understand why he had the newspaper stuffed in his body cavity.
And again, it's not illegal.
It's not illegal to do so. They didn't. They don't. Now this is from my memory, so I may be a little off, but I won't be that much off. Okay. In this case, it's been 10 years ago. Almost, I think.
It's over 10 years, I
It's
believe.
over
Yeah.
10.
I believe
But
so.
if I remember correctly, the first autopsy is where his organs were taken out. And they were taken out, and they were supposed to go with the body for the next autopsy.
Correct.
And so from that, from the transition, from them moving him, is where the organs got misplaced some kind of way.
Correct.
It's not that the organs were removed to be used to be put in somebody else's body.
Which, because they would not be any good.
They would not be any good. So yes, they need to do some real research on this case before they start talking nefariously.
Because didn't we learn that when they do an autopsy and the organs are taken out, of course, because each one has to be weighed, they are then placed in a bag.
Yes.
And then either put back into the body cavity and sewn up, or if the body is going to go to another medical examiner to have another exam done, they're shipped with that body.
Exactly. And so once the autopsy is done, the organs should go to the funeral home with the body. And it's at the funeral home, because after they do the autopsy, the funeral home is the place that actually sews the body back up. Okay. So after the autopsy is done, it's placed in the body. It's supposed to be placed in the bag, in the body cavity, and it goes to the funeral home.
Okay.
And then that's where the funeral home begins to reconstruct the body and do what it needs to do to the body.
Exactly. And I believe like I said, I haven't researched that case that much, although I am a member of the mothers group. But from what I remember on my own research, when I did look up what is allowed and what's illegal, whatever that type of thing, as far as filling the body with items, should I say? I remember reading it saying that some places use sawdust, some use newspaper, all different sorts of items are used legally.
Yeah.
Just to give the body back its form and shape.
Yes, it's not illegal to do those things, but you see, you won't know that unless you research those things
for yourself.
And that's what they like. They like the researching skills. They want to talk about everybody else's skills, but they have poor researching skills. They even have poor understanding of how things operate, and it's really embarrassing to see them put on these lives and speak in that way, because when intelligent people with a little knowledge of different things go into their chats, I'm sure these people are laughing. Either they're laughing at them or they're shaking their heads on them,
shaking their heads, rolling their eyes up, and changing the channel.
The things they're saying is not making a bit of sense, none at all.
Look, even when Ava first went back up there, she was stroking their egos, those ladies, saying, I love the way y'all research. Y'all are great research. And they didn't even recognize her voice to know that it was Ava.
That's right. I saw that.
And I'm thinking, while you're stroking their ego, kissing their ass, trying to make yourself accepted by them, they don't even know who you are.
Exactly. But I mean, I'm sure she's
That's
gonna
the
bother Edward
the
again.
needy thing that she's got going on.
Yeah.
Oh, I did hear her mumble, excuse me, something to Edward about the reason why she uses so many different profiles is for legality reasons.
Okay, well, let her continue to do that, because in her doing so, if she thinks she's trying to fool the court system by using so many different profiles, she's just showing her attorneys. I mean, she has an attorney, but then if she does the legal stuff, that means other people will have to acquire an attorney as well. So they're gonna get a chance to see how
to the discovery packet. Thank you.
Yeah, these people are going to get a chance to see how she's how many aliases she have online to go around harassing people. That's
Again,
I
I
mean,
think the woman gets a check monthly, and if she's got an attorney, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing that she speaks on. And any honest attorney would not even pretend to be filing anything for this woman in
no,
regards to what she's speaking on.
no.
If anything, they would call
They
the
would,
hospital with the padded rooms.
yeah, they would be asking her other questions.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Charlize says, "Why are people who lost someone so unaware of how the process is about preparing for a funeral?" Because you know why? A lot of people don't go inside to see what's actually happening with the body. But I've done it so much for so many different reasons that you get a chance to see those things.
And you also have the privilege of having your siblings in the medical field that you can question them.
Yes, absolutely. And because I myself, I used to work as an aide as a young girl, but I was always I never worked the floor. In the 80s when I was coming up, I worked as a what they called them. I was I used to do the bad wounds. So
Or like a medical aid.
yeah, back then, and it wasn't even legal to do so at that time.
Yeah, it was a lot of the RNs and LVNs would allow the nurses aides to handle things like that.
I
Back
was a
then,
wound care
we
aide.
were not even required to wear gloves.
I was a wound care aide.
Okay.
And they gave me that, they let me do those things is because I already had a good sense of medical stuff.
Yes.
A lot, it was just it was just a natural thing for me. A lot of times they would ask me, why don't you go back to school to be a nurse? But I didn't want to be a nurse because my hands are anointed to heal.
Okay.
So, like my patients, when they come, anybody that I would touch, those old people, they didn't look like they was just laying down still waiting to die.
Okay.
It's like everything I touched came to life. So I knew that I had anointing in my hands versus pushing some pills.
Exactly.
So I stayed there. When I was in school, I went to school for this in the 80s. And when I went to school for that, I went to school for, I think it was 18 months at a career college called Delta.
Wow.
And when we finished that, the government sent us information because we had gone to school too long for CNAs.
Okay.
So what we actually learned, it was on the level of being a nurse.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. We stayed in school 18 months to be a certified nursing assistant. Because they would not give us a LPN's license because we went to
Okay.
school under being certified nursing assistants. But what they did do for the people in my class is that they gave us lifetime certifications. So
Wow.
whether I work as a CNA or not, my certification is for a lifetime
Okay.
because the school was a shady school.
Mm.
It was one of those schools that
They had y'all
went
going longer to make
around,
money off of y'all.
they went around recruiting young people, and instead of us getting grants, they made us get loans.
Okay.
We had to pay the government back, and most of us qualified for the grants. So the
Wow.
school ended up they ended up shutting that little school down out here in Louisiana
Okay.
for what it had did to the students. I was real young.
They were probably getting a kickback for doing that.
I had just gotten out of high school, so I think I was like about maybe 17 when
Wow.
I went straight into that. And
That,
yeah, they fooled us with that. I mean, and of course, I was I hate to I'm not a bragger, but I was a very smart kid.
yes.
So I still have all of my certificates and my test scores from back then. And Cassie, when I worked in it, I remember when I first started, I think it was like 4 or 5 years in a row. I got employee of the month
Wow.
for years on end. For years on end, you hear me?
I believe it.
And I still have all of that. I got employee in the month. I used to go eat somewhere every month. They would give me some little like a
Certificate.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could bring a friend or whatever for years. I was just so good at it. I was really good at it,
Yeah.
you know. But I
Well,
never,
I was just say intelligence must run in your family with your, you got a
yeah,
sibling that's a doctor and everything. I
yeah.
mean, come on, you can't get no dummies up there to get a
I
doctor's
never,
degree.
but I wasn't interested. Like I said, my sisters asked me that too. Why you don't? I did that. That part don't interest me. I don't have an interest in pushing pills or,
Yeah.
writing prescriptions. That's not what I was good at. I stay, and that's what I tell a lot of people.
Wasn't where your heart was.
Exactly, and you got to stay where you good at. That way,
Yep.
you're most successful. It is at anything you do in life. You know,
Correct.
it's at
You're
any.
absolutely right.
There's dignity in all work. It's just how you work.
Yeah.
You know, but and then after that, after I had my last two kids, I went back to school for teaching.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm more of a hands-on person and a background person.
Okay.
I can give instructions and I can do all those things, but I don't like to be in the front of doing nothing.
Yeah.
Because by nature I'm a shy person.
Yeah.
I'm a really shy person.
I can see that,
Yeah.
because also when the higher up in levels that you go, like if you go to your all the way up, to your RN or whatever, and then a lot of the RNs will graduate on to or proceed with their education to become doctors of some sort. The more and more responsibility of other
Exactly.
people's lives in your hands.
Exactly.
I
It's a
because
big
my
responsibility.
first job, that actual paying job, was a certified nurse's aide.
Mm-hmm.
But we weren't certified. That was the funny part. They always called us CNAs, but we didn't have certifications.
Mm-hmm.
You're certified by
The state board.
on the job. I mean, back then it was on the job training. This is how you turn a patient. This is how you clean a patient. And like I said, we didn't even have gloves back then unless you were dealing with blood.
Yes.
They didn't give us gloves or nothing, This was back in the 80s.
That school, my particular
You know,
class,
so
it
yeah.
was just one particular class, one year that they did that to the students that they did that to in that nursing assistant program.
Wow.
They railroaded the students in my class, big time.
Wow.
We had to learn everything. I still have my medical books,
I
you
want to
know.
say maybe it was the late 80s or early 90s is when in Texas, in the area that I was at, when they started the whole requirement to be certified.
hmm yeah, because I was like about 17 when I went, and I finished. I think I was like almost 19 when I finished.
Okay.
I did it straight out of high school, and
Yeah.
oh, I just thought I was doing it was interesting
Saving the
and fun.
world.
And look, they taught us things on another level.
Yep.
So if I had to get a job today, they would place me in a different place because I had so much skills.
Yes.
I'm skilled to work with Alzheimer's and dementia patients. I'm skilled to work with people with mental illness. Even when I got my license for well, I had to do that when I was in when I went to school to be a teacher, but it was kind of like a license to mentor children.
Wow.
You
Okay.
know, I had so much skills from so early on when I was younger that when I started doing the things that I would do in my life, I didn't have a problem getting those things.
It was
I was
natural.
already prepared for that. You
Yeah.
know.
And I could say with my father having his accident, uh, with the physical issues that has come up through the years, when my mom before she passed away, sometimes she'd call me and she'd say, well, the doctor said this or that, whatever. Have you ever heard? Because again, before we were certified or
hmm
before we were required to be certified, a lot of times the LVNs and the RNs, if they felt like you were teachable, I'll put it like that, they would give us hands-on training
Yeah.
to do in wound care, to do in catheterizations. And my sister, she's never been to anything past high school in her life,
hmm
but she was taught here at home how to do catheterization on my father.
Yeah. Yeah.
She don't have those certifications, so there are things, but it's got to be something that your brain can learn.
Comprehend.
Can learn, yeah.
hmm But when you have a knack for it, it comes so
Yes.
easy. It comes
Yes.
easy. I have
Yep.
these conversations with my sisters, and of course, I don't have the level of knowledge that they do, but I can
Yes.
speak with them. I can,
Yeah.
like, if they talk to me, I can get what they're saying. You know.
You can carry the conversation with them. Yeah.
Exactly. I get them like my little sister, the one who's a nurse. She's going through it because right now with COVID, after the after effect of COVID, everything is hard. A lot of nurses got out of it.
Yeah.
So the nurses that are in higher positions, they're being thrusted back into lower positions because there are no nurses to do to do the jobs.
Yeah.
So they work in they're multitasking and getting
Multiple
paid the
positions. Yeah.
same with a whole nother level of stress,
Burning them out. I bet you.
burning
Yeah.
them out, burning them out.
I bet they are.
And that's sad because I hate to see her, have to go through that. But she loved what she do.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
to get back to these people, it pay them best to do the research before they just get online talking like that about,
Make themselves looking stupid.
oh, Kendrick, come on, nobody did that in this case. That lady fought long and hard.
The suspicions that the parents did have, they've dug and they've gotten their answers. A
That's
lot of.
right. They uncovered a lot of stuff.
And Edward Joseph and his entourage thinks that they're going to come uncover what's already been uncovered and covered it back up.
Yeah.
Bitch, please.
because they want to make them
That's just-
nefarious. That's why.
they want to make a name for themselves on these YouTube streets, and that's what irritates me. Is because the deceased cannot speak for themselves.
No.
And so that is why they're easy targets for people such as these to tarnish anything and everything about the person,
Right.
because they're not here to do something about it. And in general, the families are under so much stress and obligations of whatever they got going on. They ain't got time to deal with these freaking idiots on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And so they get away with it.
Yeah. It's horrible though, because we're gonna see the same thing again. You know, I don't know Kendrick Johnson's mom, but her name, but she did something. He's gonna say that she killed her child. You know,
It's
her
already
and the higher ups, they did it, and
like that.
It's gonna be one narrative after another. You know, it was gonna be a satanic
satanic murder mystery ritual.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a ritual, and
now I've seen the murder mysteries advertised, but I've yet to see them advertised with the satanic cult rituals.
I haven't either.
That's just straight up ignorance.
It is ignorant, Cassie. I don't know.
And that's why I say people like Edward, since you say that he is a man of the cloth, guess what? God's got a special place for your ass.
Oh yeah, he is a man of the cloth, and then he wants to, try to take my words out of context, saying that I said I wore a collar. No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said he wore a collar, and he did wear a collar, and I know because I have images of him with the collar on. Okay.
Were they real, or did he just go get it?
Nah, they were real. Looked like he was fixing to go to church. So
I could see him being like a Whoopi Goldberg with when she played that in those movies, Sister Act. There we go.
You think? Well, I don't know. He might be nefarious enough to do something like that. But yeah, they need to stop it. But I know they won't. And as for Ava, she's gonna continue to do what she's doing. Like I said, nobody wants to spend their money for real, because I know I really don't want to do that. I could do something else with my money besides going giving it to an attorney for Ava. Really, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it for anybody. I don't want to do that for anybody, because that's money coming out of my pocket. Like, for real.
Period.
But
she thinks that it scares somebody, and she's so scared of me to confront me. Because when I went live and put her name in the title, she finally showed up under J Mac, and she says something. What did she say, Charlie? About you lied, and that's all I got to say. Bye. That's it. I didn't block her off or nothing. Nope.
Nosy Bug, I have blocked her, but what she do is she call under other numbers,
or she'll call unlisted. You can't block an unlisted number off your home phone. Yeah.
Let me see how she called me this morning.
And she doesn't even try to call me on Messenger either, because I don't get notifications like that.
But she continues to harass me about you.
Yep. Because she's crazy. She's too scared to confront me herself. That's it. That's the bottom line to it.
I was so sleepy. I when you answer the phone at that time of the morning, you know what I got going on. That's why I answered the phone.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting, don't call my phone at that time of the morning. Don't
call nobody's phone at that time of the morning.
It's reserved for
emergencies.
Health emergencies. When that's what that is. No, who
that's for anybody, whether they got anything going on or not.
Exactly. But I
You
mean,
get a phone call at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. That's an emergency.
that's an emergency. So that's why I answered the phone. I wasn't
It's all
expecting.
right. She better hope I don't ever get her phone number.
I wasn't
Because
expecting.
I'm part of that up all night crew. She better hope I don't ever get her phone number.
Hold on. I don't know. I wasn't expecting.
I'm part of that up all night.
Try to turn this off. I
That's
wasn't
all right,
expecting
but
to
it's
get a
cute.
phone call from this woman at that time of the morning.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
That's how needy and desperate she
And that's
is.
disrespectful too. It's disrespectful to call
She already
somebody.
knows she don't respect herself. How's she gonna respect anybody else?
Yeah. Oh my God. The
Call
way
me. Call me at
this man
something.
dogged her and cursed her out, and
And she begged and went back. Changed skin like the snake she is to go back.
that's right.
That's
But
all
she's
she does.
also a manipulator too, because all
yeah.
flattery that I saw her do in that chat the other night,
Stroke it up and down. Let me stop.
she was flattering these ladies.
She was stroking their ego.
She was stroking their ego because she wanted to have a place on that panel with them.
Acceptance. Yep.
Acceptance.
Yep. And then to get past Ed Weirdo telling them to block her anytime you hear that voice come back, and to be able to bypass him and to get him to change, the only thing that's going to change that man is money, money, money.
Right.
And the two biggest monetary supporters of his channel out of his mouth, what I showed was him cussing them up and down worse than you would cuss at a dog that done dookied on your kitchen floor.
So here's the thing, Cassie. Because now she's done it with Nia, she's doing it with Edward. So now it's becoming a pattern for her, a trademark for her to go in and, kind of
wiggle her way
in, and she's doing it by way of supporting these channels.
That's what she does.
She does not need to get on nobody's live and say that, she supported these people's his channel, and he did this or he did that to her.
Don't cry about it later, basically.
Don't cry about it later, because you freely gave your money because there was something in it for you.
Yep. Send me some money, Ava. I'll treat you like crap. I'm sorry. That was too easy, because that's what she's done. She's paid them to treat her like crap.
Right.
Don't send me a damn thing, Ava, because you're not getting my phone number. Ain't no money. I'll give you a fake number, but ain't no amount of money gonna get me to give you my real phone number.
Oh my God, that was a mistake, Lord.
What's that song? Hell to the non.
That was a mistake.
People that are watching this on the replay, take that as a lesson learned.
Oh yes, take it as a lesson learned. And the other young lady, 82, is talking about people speaking on her and her children, and she's having problems with people online. These people are
that's the one
melodramatic people, and they
told her husband to shut up. Told her own husband to shut up. Good Lord.
Yes. She's creating stories in her own mind about some imaginary people.
Okay, when she was on your channel, didn't she say that her family's dead, everybody's I thought she was all alone with just her and her newborn child. Now she got a whole husband, and she
said she was a loner.
She did tell somebody to shut up the other night, though, whoever it was.
Now, wasn't she on random news saying some crazy stuff in the chat?
He got underneath his chat and said, she told him that she needed to say something to him, but it'd be best to say it somewhere else. In other words, privately. And I got underneath her and I says, well, I'll say it right here underneath yours, because I've been looking for her. She's never come to my channel for me be able to question her. Why was you over there saying lies, saying that I spoke on you and your children, that I didn't even know you had kids?
Yeah.
I thought you were a male named Abel,
Right.
because this profile had said that they were R2D2's son named Abel. And I hear you clearly sound like a female. So what up?
This little girl
That's
needs,
what I said.
you know, they don't want us to speak on their mental status, but clearly there's something going on with these people mentally.
You know what? I think they should take a mental test just to even be allowed to have the internet.
This is too much. She's telling Edward a bunch of lies, that she's having problems with other YouTubers in the community and that they don't want her to be on his platform because she has a wrench. Well, they just gave you the wrench today, girl. They just gave you the wrench today. So how could that be so? And then the other ladies
Edward doesn't care if the stories are true or not. If they make good publicity, that's all he cares about.
Oh my God. I don't know. That's not the clique I want to be a part of.
That's why you'll hear me say different times in my lives, if this is the type of person you are, please do not subscribe to my channel. Keep it moving.
No,
I don't need that kind of support.
I don't believe in making up stories about people. I don't believe. Nope. I'm not gonna lie on you. I'm just not gonna do those things. Now, Ava, I tell the truth about Ava is because she's out of line. So I have to tell the people how nefarious she really is.
Yep. But it's not, you're telling a story, but you're not making up a story.
Yeah, I'm not. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm not lying on her. I'm telling the truth about her. She's out of line. And that's what I keep saying. These people, when I get into my little quiet space and I want to have time with God, I can't do it because I have these nefarious people pulling me from one end to another end. It's like
that's the devil.
It's the devil,
the demonic spirits.
But what they can't do is penetrate, because I'm too strong for them to penetrate me. You understand? On that level, they can't do that to me. But they'll keep calling my name here, calling my name there, and making me respond to them. When, if I had to have time with see these people on the street or even meet them in real life, they could not be my friends. Because they're nefarious.
That's them people that I make comments when I say I'd step right over them and keep it moving. Better hope somebody behind me helps them.
They couldn't be a part of my life.
Nope.
So why? If I don't want you to be a part of my real life, I don't want you to be a part of my online life. So please leave me alone, because I'm really not bothering anybody.
And now, isn't that the exact same, exact same words Ava said underneath one of the comments? She says, please leave me alone because I'm not bothering you.
No, you bothering the people.
She said it to Charlize. I have yet to see Charlize speak publicly about Ava.
Me too. I haven't seen that. That's what I'm saying. Ava, if she gets in the chat, she'll watch the chat and watch how people are.
She says, I got screenshots. I just laugh at that shit.
Yeah, she watch how people communicate. And then from there, if she feel like they are talking about her, she'll take that upon herself and start attacking these people like what she did in one of the chats before.
Paranoid schizophrenia. There you go.
Exactly. Like when I told her, you made this about you. Whatever Nosy Bug and Charlize was talking about that night, that was their conversation. You injected yourself into their conversation.
Mm-hmm.
They could have been talking about her, but that was their business because they did not say her name. And how did she know? You understand? She injected herself. So she made it about her. And that's what upset me.
And I believe it.
I don't care.
I know the night that she accused people of talking about her in the chat. I look back over that chat so many times, and being the owner of the live, I can see what's been deleted. Once, as long as my tab is still open, I haven't closed out that, I can end the live, but as long as
Charlize,
I've still got it open there, I can see. And
I
there was
know.
nobody say her name.
I
Nobody.
know. Charlize, I know you and Nosy Bug, y'all were vibing on your own. I know that. But Ava, because she wants to be so relevant, she
Yep.
injected herself into y'all's conversation. That's what happened.
That's all it was.
Nobody was talking about Ava. She
And
wanted
that
to
upset her.
change the direction of how the conversation was going that night and make it about her.
Look at me. Look at
The
me. Look at me.
Truth be told, nobody is interested in her like that.
Yep.
People, I tried to help her, but people don't have to be bothered with her at all. And trust me,
Friday fantasies. There we go.
I tell you what, it won't be long before they eject her out of Edward's chat
again.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll shed her skin like the snake she is and get another profile, and they'll let her back in, even though you can't miss that voice.
You can't.
She'll make a donation to his Cash App.
She's deeply rooted in the South.
And she's got to be using that mental health check that she gets monthly to be making these donations. And that's where I blame whatever fantasy husband she's got, because somebody's got to be responsible for her. The law enforcement that sleeps in her bed.
Well, I don't know if that's a real person.
Fantasy Fridays.
You understand?
That's what I say.
I don't know if those people are real.
And she went from talking about her son being ripped off, poor baby, to bashing him with the baseball bat, though breaking his Xbox on his legs.
Here's the thing.
Bitch, please.
When it comes to, you see, I'm a person like this. I can't stay when I see you nefarious. And I hate to keep using that word, but that's the right word to use.
It fits.
When I see you nefarious like that,
works.
Let me show you how nefarious Ava is. Now, I don't know if they caught that, but I did. My son started a new job at Walmart, and his previous check, okay,
hit his account.
His Walmart check hit his bank account at the same time. Get the hell out of here. Get out. Get out of here.
First off, thank you.
Say like Edward Peoples. How is that possible, Peoples?
Yep.
You worked 2 weeks somewhere else. You started your job on Walmart yesterday.
And Peoples, I can tell you,
the same day.
You just started the job.
Get the
Peoples,
hell out of here.
Walmart pays every 2 weeks, which means you have either a week or 3 weeks before you're going to see a check, depending on how you started on that pay period.
But you see, they want you, and then you see that's why people be saying they're riding the slow bus, and they want to get mad because
y'all leave that short bus alone. Then people be on that.
Y'all on some slow buses, baby. Y'all. I need y'all to catch up because people can. The minute you open your mouth, smart people be listening and looking and saying, "What the?"
You think they'd catch it, but they don't.
What's wrong with these peoples? That girl just said her son started a job at Walmart. He got robbed by. Wait a minute. Now I'm a clowner because it's funny.
Let me help. You mean you didn't raise your son better than that?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Hold the line.
Get on it. Get on it.
Line, Cassie. That girl said her son started a job at Walmart. He worked in personnel. Okay.
Customer service.
Somebody in Walmart asked for the phone. Her son gave the phone. The ball was able to get in her son's phone. Okay, first of all, her son just 18. He not even using a PIN number. He using the dots. He's using the dots for his PIN number, the zigzag lines and all that. I got some like that. You understand? Them little boys ain't putting in no numbers for no PIN. They're using some X's and some YZs and all
No,
kind of stuff.
but on your money app programs, you have to put in a 4-digit. The only way I looked it up, the only way you can get around it on the Cash App is if you got an iPhone, you can use your fingerprint.
Wait, baby. That's what I'm trying
That's
to tell
it.
you. Now I'm talking like my
Okay.
great grandma now.
Go
Wait,
ahead, Baba.
wait, honey.
Teach me.
Hold on, honey. Wait.
Teach me.
I got Cash App, Zelle, all kind of thing on my phone. I got to put when I press them little dollar sign and that big C for chime, that thing asked me for a passcode.
Thank you.
I got to unlock my phone to get in there. Yep. I can't just get in there like that.
That's what I said.
So you mean to tell me your young 18-year-old son, who's probably very knowledgeable about technology, just gave a stranger person out of Walmart? It was a stranger, I'm assuming, in Walmart. But then when they were about to catch it in the lie, she twisted it up a little bit and said that it was some people from off the street that, you know,
they scammers.
Exactly. They were scammers and they were familiar. In other words, she and her son were familiar with the people because she went on to say that one of the guys was incarcerated and
because she did her research.
All of that stuff like that. But no, that's not how that goes. But then on the other side, those ladies were not smart enough to say, well, because I know they got Chime or Cash App, and say, I have to do this when I need to get into my Chime or my Cash App.
Even when it was put in the chat and Tiffany read the lady's comment that said, don't you got to put a PIN to get into Cash App or PayPal to do any transaction? There's no option to even turn that off. You're required. And Ava tried to switch it up to say, oh, you're talking about unlocking a phone. No, not unlocking a phone. To do anything per Cash App.
You're going to have to unlock your phone. Hold on. I'm mute.
I'm listening. Now you muted yourself. Okay, you're open again.
I'm open again?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that means if the case.
If you have a locked phone, that means you got to, do your little zigzag just to do anything on your phone. So but a 4-digit PIN is required on Cash App.
You're going to have to unlock your phone.
Yep.
Because
to let the guy use the phone anyway.
I got to get in my phone. Okay, so I got to put my PIN number in my phone.
Uh-huh.
And then when I press my Cash App thing, I got to put in my PIN number to get in the Cash App.
Exactly.
So that Cash App and that Chime and that Zelle, that's all double locked.
That's what I tried to say. And that's where I'm supposedly getting sued for being a liar.
So tell me how that man got in your son's phone and stole $750.
But it was 200. Oh, I mean 250 and 550.
Right. Exactly.
Now wait a minute. I'm still stuck on. Now I know times have changed and younger folks do get higher up jobs, but your son being 18, I don't know how many jobs he's had in his life, but he gonna start out at Walmart customer service.
Yeah, and personnel. That's what she said.
I heard her say customer service at the customer service desk. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Walmarts that I've been to across the 5 states that I travel, you have to be either like a team supervisor type or I think they call them CMS or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Them with the special vest. I don't even know if they still
wear that.
It's like, stop. And then I stopped and I thought, you know what?
I believe their vest is yellow, right?
Y'all are enabling her because even after she was questioned by the lady in the chat and y'all read the question out, y'all didn't call her out for being the liar she is. And then that's when I clicked and I'm like, that's why Tiffany and Trish were so excited about Cece giving that donation on the Cash App. This man he's breaking bread with Tiffany and Trish, I bet you. Because he's got them running his channel Monday through Friday for the next 3 months.
Well, that's going to be a sight to see.
And these women got families and the holidays.
Yeah.
So Y'all, these women, I don't see them doing it for free. It's not their channel. They're not benefiting from it. Why would they? Unless they're benefiting from it.
Right.
And trust and believe he's gonna poke you in the eye.
Me?
Because that's what he does.
He gonna poke me in the eye?
It ain't with his pecker. It's gonna be with his finger.
Like for me, seriously, he's gonna poke me in the eye?
No, those ladies. It's a saying fact in Texas when you don't try to poke my eye. No, don't try to lie to me.
Oh, okay.
And that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna tell Tiffany and Trish, and I don't even know what kind of donations the man gets, but let's just say if he got $100 donation, he's gonna tell Tiffany and Trish, I only got $35.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh well, that's on them.
Stupid does as stupid is, and they always going to be stupid and stupid. And the thing is, again, negativity spreads like cancer.
Does.
And what I'm seeing in this community in the past 2 years, the reason for it spreading, it's not because of ignorance. It's because of, hey, just like with Edward, I'm going to say it right now, and I think you could be able to attest to this, because just like Edward defended Teresa hard and heavy by leaps and bounds and everything else he wants to use, he kicked how many people did he kick out of his group?
Oh yeah.
If you spoke on Teresa. And then a conversation with Kimber Liar, and it flipped the script. Right. He recognized, I can profit off of lies.
Yes.
And in the last 2 years, I have seen so many people that just joined this community catch on to that and start mimicking the same behavior. Now, I don't know if they're profiting monetarily or not. Some of them's just like Ava. They just want attention so bad.
But I mean,
that's what they're doing.
Even if their channels are not monetized, those cash apps, my peoples, those cash apps.
Even before old boy was monetized, he's buy me around a bruise. Yeah, your boy needs a 6-pack. Yeah, and they were doing
it. Something here and there.
They were doing it. They still doing it. I got when I speak on ignorant people listening to these other people say ignorant things about normal folks, and it causes a chain reaction. I sent some of y'all different screenshots the past couple of days of the ignorant comments that have been left under some of the ignorant comments, should I say, under some of my videos. Let's see. Okay, that's the one from 82. I said, well, I'll ask right here, how do y'all say it? How you say your name was Abel on Eduardo's channel, then you jump to the profile crazy and said, I said all kinds of BS about you and your kids. I don't even know you had, much less if you had kids. What makes you lie like that? Is it the Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
And that's why I made that joke earlier about not drinking the Kool-Aid. Then I had the other one with the white pickup truck. Crap, whatever the fuck, it was, let me see if I can find those real quick. It's like, are y'all even serious at all? Because it's so pitiful. It's hilarious, but it's pitiful. Yeah. I had this one come up underneath the video named Sarah Adams. I don't even remember their names because it's so many of them. She said, yes, you were there and seen in the footage with Zillionaire walking down the food court hall, you filthy two-tone vehicle driving.
What? Then, was Zillionaire?
Yeah, that's Trey Gang says that it was me and Zillionaire. And I says, do you have any clue how ignorant and childish you sound, especially considering you really don't know any facts about me? I would rather take my life than go walking around with a convicted 2-time pedophiler. Then I come back and I said, but I take it you must have been there, Sarah, because I says, are you the one that killed Kanika Jenkins? Mind you, I was using my microphone from my cell phone. I wasn't on my laptop.
Okay.
So Sarah comes back and she states, and when I used the microphone, it put an H on her name. So she comes back and she says, "No, I wasn't there, but you're seen in the footage and you can't deny it. Receipt is your Caucasian face is seen in the footage. You had an ugly white truck passed down from your daddy. Bye, Felicia. My name is Sarah. No H on the end. Learn how when you come from me, spell my name correctly."
Oh my
She's got all
God.
these different kinds of emojis.
Right.
So my response to her was, "Bless your little heart.
Yeah.
I'm sorry your mommy left off letters from your name. My microphone didn't know that either from my cell phone. So let me upgrade you to my laptop. Now, to set the record straight, my father and I are both Mexican. He, to my knowledge, has never owned a pickup truck in his life. I, on the other hand, drive a two-tone maroon Chevy S10. So I guess you crapped out throwing your dice again." But mind you, she starts out saying two-tone vehicle
Mm-hmm.
and then goes to white pickup truck.
Right.
There is no such thing as a two-tone white.
Yeah. Bless
That's
her
the
little heart.
thing I'll wake up to almost on a daily basis. And it's people like that I know are believing the bullshit out of people like Trey Gang. But
Right.
people over in Edwards' neck of the woods, again, I believe Trish and Tiff are benefiting in some form or fashion to keep the mirage of bullshit
Right.
being poured on.
You know what makes me laugh about them?
Hey, Ellen,
Oftentimes they'll almost tell the truth and catch
they
themselves,
almost tell on themselves too. Yeah.
and they'll hurry up and say something.
Now, did you catch it? Because I didn't catch it making my video. It was during my live that I caught it. They're using the name Teresa as an adjective now.
Huh?
When Ava was telling her story about her son, it went from stealing the money to throwing, or to to knocking her down, and to her breaking the Xbox, whatever. And Trish makes the comment. I played it over and over when I caught it to make sure that I was hearing what I was hearing during the live. Trish is the one that popped off. At one point, she said something about taking a baseball bat to his face. But at another point, she had said, "I would have pulled a Teresa on him." So that tells me one of two things. Either Trish is drop dead, dumb, naive, and gullible,
Mm-hmm.
or they have their little powwow meetings and joke about crap so much that using Teresa's name as an adjective, it has become a regular part of their conversations.
Right. That's weird.
They said, I would have pulled a Teresa on him.
Yeah.
And I was like, ain't that about a bitch?
That's it. Well,
and I will say this, the difference, when I say there's a difference between Teresa and Miss Jackie, which is Kendrick's mother, Miss Jackie's attorneys have become accustomed to dealing with people that are full of shit bothering this woman.
Right.
Teresa's attorneys are still in, I would say, still in early stages, even though it's been a couple of years, and their focus is on the court hearings. So if El Stupido decides to push it too far and too edgy, it would not surprise me if he got a legal notification sent to him from the authorities.
Yeah.
Because I can say this, I don't know how it was done, but I do remember when I Have Questions channel, I believe it was, and forgive me if I'm wrong, because I don't watch that channel, but I'm just going by memory of what I heard. but I believe it was I Have Questions hired an attorney and did some kind of paperwork on Trey Gang. And the only reason why they dropped the charges was because Trey Gang made a public apology on YouTube for what he had said about them. Of course, they live, from what I remember, they live in another country. And so even at that, it was enough that he made a public apology. I know that Candace Starr, I want to say two other ones for sure, a male and a female, those that have lost their channels, not counting Edwards. I'm talking about another male and another female.
Yeah.
That's lost their channels back then for putting out lies and bullshit on the Kenneka Jenkins case and for harassing the people in this public, in this community. So keep up the good work, weirdo.
Ellen, you said you can't see Nosy Bug comments. Same with Joey.
Joey's not here, but Joey changed his name so that that may be why you didn't see Joey the other day. It still has the word blind something in it. I think it's Blind Panther blog. But
I don't know why you can't see
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know why you wouldn't be able to see Nosy Bug.
Nosy Bug's comments. You can see everybody else's comments. Can you see everybody else's comments?
I'm looking to see. Okay, so there's Charlie's, Fresh Source, Elam, Nosy Bug. Those are the comments that I'm seeing over here myself.
Yeah, me too.
I was gonna say I don't think you and Nosy Bug had ever been in a chat at the same time, to my knowledge, but
no. Yes, you can see. Wait a minute. Can you see you and Charlize? Ellen, I don't think you ever had a fallout with anybody.
Oh, she has spoken her mind to a few people before, but like I said, usually Elam usually comes in like early morning, about the time I'm closing out my lives, and Nosy Bug's usually falling asleep or whatever. That's why I said I've never even noticed them being on the live, but that doesn't mean that they haven't ran into each other somewhere else. So I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. I could find out. I could see what I can find out.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have y'all. I don't know. That's not on my part. I don't know what to tell you, Ellen, but you're not blocked or anything like that on my end from seeing anything.
No, you can't do that. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I gotta go.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Talk again soon. Thank y'all.
Okay, thank y'all for joining. Bye.
Go ahead.